Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bridging the Gap between men and women. And I'm your host, Ramont Williams. I have two very special guests today. Can you please introduce yourself? Can you hear me?
Hey now, my name is Tatiana, but you can call me Two T's.
Okay, Fred.
Yep, Freddie Bears, man, Las Vegas.
Fred, it's your system that's doing it.
All right, I was on mute. Are you getting a delay?
Yeah, there's a little bit of delay, I think, on all ends at this point. Because you guys, both of the screens are going out. Yeah, there's a little bit of delay.
That's what it is. It's the delay. So don't worry about it. We're just gonna go with it. So, Two Piece, tell us a little bit about yourself, please. Yeah, it's the reception. She just went on mute again. It's the reception. All right, Fred. Until she gets back on, we might as well run with this. Oh, she's back. Two Piece, can you hear me?
Okay. Hopefully we're good.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
So I'm a 39-year-old woman, originally from Compton, California. Been in Vegas for a little while now. I'm a mental health counselor for mental disorders such as schizophrenia, bipolar, as well as alcohol and substance abuse. I've been in that field about 10 years now. I ride bikes. I like cars, clothes, shoes. I like to laugh. I enjoy communion amongst Black men and Black women, and I'm happy to be here.
Are you single? Did you hear me?
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear us?
I didn't hear anything you said. Once I got done speaking, I didn't hear you.
Okay. Are you single?
This is terrible. It's gonna be tough tonight, I think.
Are you single?
No, I am not completely single. I am on the verge of trying to figure it out. One foot in and one foot out, and I'm gonna be honest.
Okay. Well, we're gonna leave it at that. All right,
and this
Fred,
is not no secret with him either. He knows this. So
Fred, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, Fred, man, I'm gonna start off with single answer right there. So single, living in Las Vegas for the last 8 years. You know, I'm out of California, Northern California, San Francisco. Work-wise, do management, sales. I kind of oversee and put together conventions across the country. Personal life, what I like to do. Again with Tiana, part of a three-wheel community family. We ride a lot, man. We barbecue. We have friends and family over a lot. You know, and that's basically what I do. That's it. Real simple.
Okay. So our topic tonight is unrealistic expectations in today's relationships. And I'm pretty sure that we've all had some good experiences, some bad experiences when it comes to relationship. So I don't know, Two T's, how familiar you are with the social media platform and some of the things that's being said by not only women but men too, and the high expectations that they have when it comes to relationships. So, in your opinion, from your personal perspective, give us an idea. What do you think about the unrealistic expectations that both men and women have when it comes to relationships today?
Perfection is one of them. Expecting a person to come in perfect. And while we know nothing's perfect or anyone is perfect, for some reason, we are expecting the people to be perfect. And then that's when we have a disconnect immediately, instead of kind of understanding where people are, and either you're willing to meet them where they are or you're not.
So, what do you think, Fred? What has been your experience with women in this dating pool?
You know, it's different out here, and it's hard in Las Vegas. For what I'm saying, it's not hard to meet the women. It's just hard, I think, at this point to look for, you know, something that you can vibe with, something you want to spend your time with, and somebody you want to build with. You know, Las Vegas offers a lot of opportunities out here, and there's also a lot of distractions. You know, from, you know, going out from it could be from drinking, it can be from clubbing, it can be your girlfriends you're always with. That could be a distraction to your relationship. So it's a little bit of everything, from what I'm saying on my end, and I think that's why I kind of remain single, and that's why I am single.
Well, it's been said, and studies have been done when it comes to relationships, that over 80% of the relationships, when we're talking about Black Americans or African Americans, the separations are normally initiated by the woman. And when you deal with, I'll use Tutu for an example. Here's a Black woman that comes from a predominant Black area, Compton. You know, I used to live in Compton also, and she's educated, professional, and she's single. So, not knowing her very well, this is my first time being on the show. She seems to have a different perspective than most Black women that we encounter today. Because my studies on social media has been simply this: that most of the Black women, and these are not um, prestigious or women in their prime, it's usually women that's 35 or younger that has this mindset that a man coming in has to do this, this, and this. They have this long list, as Miss T said, and I think it's so unrealistic, because at the end of the day, you see all these women that have all these unrealistic expectations. They have the careers, they have the education, they have the homes, they have the social status, but they don't have no man. And everybody say I'm single because I choose to be single. Well, that can be refuted. So what do you think about that, Ms. Tees?
You cut in and out, so I only got bits and pieces on what you were saying. And it's tough. I'm gonna say that first, because most men. What was that?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I heard some type of echo or something. So yeah, anyway, it's tough out here. If like you said, all the things that you mentioned, um, see, it's a delay. We have a real bad delay.
It's your connection.
A really, really bad delay. Are we on track now?
Yeah.
Are we on track?
Yes.
Okay, because there was a delay. Anyway, it's tough. At the end of the day, someone 35 and younger, yes, they are considered to be in their prime or whatever, really about 32 and younger. So for a woman like me, 39, established, has a lot going on. I'm either perceived to already be married, or I'm difficult, or something's wrong with me, or I'm gay, or I just can't keep a man. Well, maybe all that could be true, but maybe I just haven't met a man that's willing to understand that he may not be where I am at in life, but that doesn't mean I don't need him. And a lot of times that's the misconception, is that a woman that has all these things together, as you mentioned, Ramon, she doesn't have a place for a man. Well, a grown adult woman that's knows what type of woman she is and understands her position in life as a woman knows that that's not true. But most men don't want to even take the time to hear that. And so they go for what you think is more acceptable to be with. And unfortunately, that's someone that's either not Black, right? Or someone that's much younger than myself.
Well, I think it's fair to say, and I can say this from a man's perspective, and Fred, chime in anytime that you want. Men today, now of course we wouldn't be considered high valued men because of our social status, even though we're stable, we have good careers, we make very decent money, the whole 9 yards. To me, it comes with the mindset that I see so prevalent out here amongst women, particularly Black women, but not just all Black women, just some. It's hard for me to approach a woman because of the hidden fear of being embarrassed, especially if a woman is with her friends. Because a lot of times when people are in their comfort zone and men approach, then they want to act out. They want to say disrespectful things and be very inconsiderate. So oftentimes men won't approach women, and yeah, they have these thoughts, even though it's not correct. So what do you think about that, Fred?
No, I agree with you. I actually agree with both of you all. Experiences that I've been seeing, and sometimes it is kind of I believe sometimes it's a culture thing. Sometimes it can be maybe even a class thing too. There's been women I met. I might know somebody they dated before. Me and him might not be friends, but I know of him. You know what I mean? And I know what he got going on in life, and maybe they don't see each other anymore. And she come talk, and she's like, "Well, yeah, I want you to take me out, and I want you. I live in Vegas. I've never been to a show before. I want to go to shows. I want to do this. I want to do that." And it throws me off sometimes because now that I'm the new person in the picture, you want to do all this experiencing on my dollar. The expectations wasn't on that last dude you was with for years, and he got all of you, including the kid. I ain't touch you yet, but you want me to spend my money and give you this other world. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you don't deserve it or anybody don't deserve it, but at the same time, when you come and you lead with that, that's when I'm gonna throw the white flag in and I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? Treat me how you treated him.
But how do we know that she didn't get that from that other person just because it didn't work out? Are you being told that she didn't have that?
I'm the situation I'm speaking on is the guy I know of him. I know him. Okay. For instance, like I'll give you an example. And I'm not going to say no names. she, she was in her mid-30s, and she was dating a man for years, and he worked at the outlet at a shoe store, right?
Mm-hmm.
No good career, no nothing. But then you find out that, okay, because I learned sometimes women will size you up as a man. The first two questions I ever get is, how tall are you? And what do you do for a living? Your first two questions out of your mouth, you don't even get to know me or anything. And to me, like I said, that's size up questions. And I think you're trying to calculate. With me, if I tell you, hey, for those that's not familiar with Las Vegas, so they'll see me in the neighborhood I live in. It's not too many, if any, there's not too many black people in my neighborhood. I'm really the only one. And I'm single, and I got my house, and I got a good career. I got stuff going on for me that, that I am proud of, that I work for, So when I feel like I can't share that to some women because I feel like they'll look at that and they'll try to use that or try to use me on that. You know what I mean? Which you couldn't use the dude that worked at the tennis shoe store. Just treat me equally, just like that. You know what I mean? And don't ask me for anything.
Right.
Let me provide it. Let me do it because I want to do it, not based on expectations because you think I got it like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the issues I seem to have in Las Vegas.
Well, I think it's coming to a point in time, and I want to kind of piggyback what T said earlier. I think it has a lot to do. It doesn't matter if you have onion skin. I'm talking about the degrees, okay? For those out there that may not understand what I'm talking about, the onion skin piece of paper with the seal on it and a few signatures, because all that says is you, whoever that name that they put on there, has satisfactorily met that institution's requirements to be acknowledged. That's all it means. And most people, because I used to be in that, when I was an advocate for youth. So I dealt with a lot of educational professionals all around the world. And what I learned is education doesn't make you smart. It doesn't. A lot of people don't even use common sense when it comes to life, as Ms. Tees was saying. I think it's maturity. When people speak about things like this, where man has, and I'm going to speak on both genders, both men and women. When women say that a man has to be this unicorn, 6 feet, 6 figures, blah, 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 and you don't even have that, those are delusional thoughts. And the same thing with men. When men want women to come to the table with certain things, when they know that woman don't have those personal assets, then he's delusional too. Because oftentimes we men are visual. Women see things from a different perspective than men do. We kind of generalize women basically on how we see them. They're pretty teeth, big butt, big thighs, big tits. That's how we determine if we even want to engage with a woman, whether it's sexually, platonically, it doesn't matter. But when we have these false expectations, and we don't, and I've always said this, Fred, and when I first met you, we talked about this. We were at Resort World. I think when men and women come together, they don't come together realistically. And what I mean by that, to sit down at the table and say, well, you know what? I have that vibe. I feel that vibe with you. I would like to pursue something further with you. You said some things that kind of, not rub me the wrong way, but I feel kind of iffy about. So if you bring everything and put it on the table, then that's something as two mature adults can talk about, rationalize with, compromise with, and then go from there and try to build. But when you come to the table with these false expectations, these ulterior motives, this is just going to keep going. But I think this whole fad is about to fade away, personally.
Yeah, I agree with that. The main thing I start hearing now is, and I don't know if this is just a fad, man, is I'm independent. You can't handle independent woman. I got this, I got that. I hear that everywhere. You sound like the other 20 people before you. Are you interdependent, though, is what I'm looking for. And they don't understand what that means. Interdependent. Do you know how to work as a team? Do you know how to build each other together? Can we grow together? When you keep talking, I'm an independent woman, all I hear is solo. You keep talking about me. You know, tell me some teamwork stuff that you accomplished. Your last relationship, did you help build your man? Did he help build you up? What did y'all accomplish together? But these questions don't get asked. You know, I don't, like you said, the degrees, the cars, the job. I mean, whatever you got, that's solo. Everybody got that, you know. But what are you doing as a relationship, as a partner to build each other? Well, we know everybody got no car, but
not everybody. Right. And degrees really don't matter. I want to touch on a couple things that Ramon said. Yeah, it's nice to not knock those that did put in the work, because it's sacrifice to go to school and accomplish those things at the end of the day. But it is just a piece of paper, and it just means that I may be a little more versed in a certain subject than the next person. Whoop-de-doo, right? I think men like to say that you guys are the only ones that are visual creatures, but women are visual creatures too. We want our man to be attractive. We are attracted to, if you're attractive, everybody knows that they're attractive. Some people are super, whatever, and then you got your average, and then you got your not so much. So if you know you're an attractive person, you want someone that's attractive, right? But then I hear you guys talking about a certain type of woman, and these are the women that's getting pushed to the forefront. The 6 feet, 6 figures, and he got to be doing this and that. Like, those are not the real women of the world. The real women of the world is okay with actually going 50-50 because she's been doing 100. She's okay with if he don't got this right now, but he's in the process and he's actually planning and intentional about what he's doing. All right, we can rock. So at the end of the day, we got to start remembering those women, because those are the women that deserve a good man. No, he doesn't have to be this big car, big job, all that. No, she just want to be supported and encouraged. The same thing that you all want. We want peace too. Y'all, peace is important, but we don't want somebody we got to always instruct and tell what to do, or you cheating on me today with her and him, or whatever that is. Or you drinking too much and you're off focus. I don't want to have to do that and help you take care of the household. So those are the women we should be talking about. But instead, unfortunately, these social media platforms and these podcasts, people are getting behind the microphones, and we're getting away from the true people that are deserving of good people. Because men deserve good women just like women deserve good men. But we're too fixated.
She froze on her, boy. She was cooking. She froze
for a second.
Yeah.
There she go.
Yeah,
Well,
please bear with me. But I think you guys got the gist of what I was saying.
Yeah.
Let's do this then, Miss T, if we can. I respect your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I embrace it, because me and Fred was talking about this prior to the show. Let's do a show based on the 50-50 concept. Okay, we'll do one, and we'll do one in parts 1 and 2. Okay, and that way we'll get more people on the panel, get a bigger discussion, because Fred wanted to do this show on 50-50. So the next show coming up, and I know he's real busy, and I've been trying to get Fred on the show for what, about 2-3 months now, you know. So I'm glad. And then when he mentioned you, I think that's what we need to start talking about, is women that have those qualities that social media doesn't speak about, and all they're doing is pumping these pretentious females out there because they look good, but they don't have nothing going on. And I'm gonna give you a prime example of this. On I think it's TikTok, where the guy London that has the nice car, I don't know what kind of car it is, and the kind of heavy set brother, and he always approached the women, and they go like, and they keep walking until he said, okay, cool, and he gets back in his car. It's called Gold Digger something, Crazy Gold Diggers or something. But check it out. It's him and another little slender guy. And it just goes to show you, man, that, and this is not all women, because I'm pretty sure women such as T's and women like herself do not think like this. They don't interact with men like that. But these younger females that feel that it's all about materialistic things, they're the ones setting bad examples. They're the one tainting the moral characteristics of women because of the way they think. You know, and most of these women, man, realistic, Fred, you're out there more than me. I don't get out there, so I gather most of my information from social media. But these women, they say what they want and what they got to have, and none of them has any of that. So I think we need to have more topics about this. The realistic expectations, 50-50s, because like T said, if a woman is paying 100%, and I don't really want to get off topic, but I'm gonna throw this in here. If a woman is paying 100% and the man is willing to come in and take some of that 100 away, even though he's not at the level that she's at financially, a real mature woman would embrace that. Because I look at it like this: whatever goes into the kitty, it benefits us as a whole, because there's no I in team. And when you're talking about partnerships, it's all about, I think some lady on here said effective communication, but everybody says communication, everybody's not effective in delivering communication. You see what I'm saying? Because when you talk, there has to be a receptor, and that receptor has to comprehend what it is you're saying. A lot of people just talk because they like hearing their voice. They have this love affair with the way they sound and how people then coach them. Oh, girl, you can talk real good. You know, dude, you can talk real good, but realistically, they're not saying anything. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to these expectations, we as mature adults, we have to start reaching out. And whether we do it by this podcast or we do it in the mall, however we do it in the workplace, we need to start correcting some of this childish behavior that's going on when men and both women are saying, I have to have a unicorn, because unicorns don't exist. That's a fantasy.
Right.
So that's just my take on it.
From what I gathered, an unrealistic expectation is definitely expecting someone to have things to require that, and not a man or a woman. But again, we are not going to be on the same level alike. That's someone that can actually be compatible for you. Because at the end of the day, we want to have a support that feels good, a partnership and a relationship that feels good, that doesn't feel like work or I'm always stressing and trying to figure this out. That's taking away from me. That doesn't feel good. But that doesn't always come with, oh, you guys both have a big crib and fly cars and great jobs. So somebody might not be on the same playing field. And when you can have all that, that's great. But that doesn't mean that person can't be good for you at the end of the day. And so again, we are getting away from that and getting so fixated on this fake ass fantasy of Facebooks and the Instagrams and the TikToks, and the shit is all a facade. It's smoke and mirrors. So, but again, I'm speaking to people that are actual adults living real lives and is showing up in this world every day trying to figure it out. Someone that can't resonate with that, then that might miss them, that type of talk. You know what I mean? So this is for the grown people that have had experiences with people that end up leading in disappointment or betrayal or whatever that looks like. And so we understand what it takes to really make something work, because you gotta want it, and on top of that, it doesn't always come picture perfect, and expecting that is absolutely unrealistic.
Let me pose a question to both you and Fred, and I'm gonna go with you first, Tease. Seeing that we all have that realistic, mature perspective, and it's not to take away from anybody else that has different desires than us. What characteristic traits would a man need to possess in order to attract you?
When I tell you I didn't hear the question at all. Oh my goodness, I didn't hear anything you said except for let me ask you.
Let me repeat it.
Oh my gosh.
Us being on a mature level,
Okay.
having that mature perspective, what characteristic traits would a man need to possess in order to attract you?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Characteristic traits. For one, he's got to be patient, for sure. And I know that can be difficult, but yeah, having some patience. I don't want him to be a pushover, but having a little more patience, being kind, supportive, not being insecure in regards to if he's, again, not exactly where I am in my life, but he's a working man or whatever, being secure within himself and knowing that there's no competition, knowing that I'm not seeking anything outside of what we have and trying to water that, and funny and like to dress and well-groomed, right? And a family-oriented man, because I like to have family and friends around. I like to cook out. I like to do those type of things and play card games and yada, yada, yada. So if he can come with that, oh, we rocking.
And you know what? And I'm gonna get to you in just a second, Fred. Those seem to be realistic expectations for a woman of your caliber, and it seems to be something basic that we would tend to believe are traditional, and we've gotten so far away from the word tradition because now they come up with this word modern, which only means to evolve, but it hasn't evolved into something greater than traditional. It has really evolved into something delusional and misleading. Would you agree? I think her system is delayed. Did you hear me, Tease? She didn't hear me. Did you hear what I just said, Fred?
Yep.
So I'm gonna pose the same question to you.
Mm-hmm. So, characteristics that I think that I would look for and require in order to be in a relationship, and I think it's simple with me. I don't ask for too much, man. My biggest thing is just to, for her to prioritize our relationship against other things, be a woman at all times in my presence or not in my presence. Just don't do things that's going to disrespect me or our relationship, try to embarrass our relationship, showing out, and just having that bond with you where I feel like I could tell her anything, and what I tell you stays here. And any private stuff I tell you, it's not getting spreaded to your girlfriends, to your family, to whatever, because I want us to feel like we locked in like that. You know what I mean? And I probably the biggest thing would just be just loyalty, and that's it.
So my thing is this: what would be, and this question goes out to UNTs, what would be a deal breaker if you were to meet someone that you had high expectations for? Because I've come up with 3 categories, right? Chemistry, vibe with, and my personal favorite, spiritual bond. Okay. I don't use the word terminology chemistry or vibe. When I think I have a spiritual bond with somebody, then that's when I move. That's what motivates me. So what would be a deal breaker for you? Tease?
A deal breaker for me off top is someone with several kids and several baby mamas, and especially if they're under the age of about 10 to make between 7, anything under 7, even if you got like 2 kids, I'm skeptical. But I may entertain. But if you got 3 or more and one of them is under 7, nah, because I don't have any. So, and it's not to say that I don't want to, although yes, I am a ripe 39. Relax. But still, a man that has that many children, he's already spread so thin. I don't think he has the capacity to completely show up the way I'm going to need him to in my life.
So you're assuming that.
I'm assuming that, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, I'm assuming that. And based off of experience, that has been my experience.
So what about you,
Yes.
Fred?
Hey, I'm with LaTanya on here, man. Deception, that's gonna be a big deal breaker.
Why you smiling so hard, Fred?
You know, deception, lying, running the streets. I don't want it. that's a deal breaker. Oh, and you know, I'm at the age now. A lot of women got kids now. Another big one is, you know, I'll never tell a woman to say the kid's father can't be in the life of a kid, because I think that's wrong. But we know the difference of a man that's still trying to get back with you. And if he knows you're in a relationship and he's trying to disrespect the relationship and you don't know how to check that, that's a big deal breaker for me. And I'm gone. You know, I'm not going to argue with him. I'm not going to argue with you either. So, and that's it for me, man. Deception, lying in the streets, and sometimes it can be, like I say, a baby dad. It's that kind of situation.
Well, I think, and I know this to be factual. I met a lot of people that have women, particularly women that have several children, some by multiple men, and they have very good father-mother relationships where the man is respectful of whatever endeavor she has, whatever relationship she has. And then, you know, I think it really has a lot to do, Fred, with the mentality. You know, if you get one of those women that's kind of immature, what we're talking about, and not keeping things in its proper perspective, then yes, she allows those men to come into her life and interject their opinions about something she's trying to build with another man. And this is the same thing I went through in the last part. My wife at the time, she was always on social media and letting these guys get in her head about, you know, how beautiful she was, the whole 9 yards. But the reality of it is, if you're in a relationship, as you touched bases on earlier, once you leave the house, and this is just my belief system, once I leave the house or you leave the house, you leave as a representative of us both. And that means no giving out phone numbers, no emails, none of that, because we know it's proven, tried and tested that either the men or women, if they venture in that aspect and try to have these outer relationships or friendship zone, whatever you want to call it, when the opportunity presents itself, particularly with men, they will cross that line. It's a proven fact. So we have to keep things in its proper perspective, and with the mindset of people today, man, we live in this microwave world where people want things like this, and everything that you can think of that a person wants to do, somebody will jump on board and agree with it, and then it becomes a fad. You know, because you remember back in the day, I know y'all are a lot younger than me, but when nerds was nerds, and I'm not speaking bad of anybody, okay? So I want to put that out there, but nerds didn't get any accolades, any recognition. Now, when we have these shows, Fred, you know, they got nerds that come from all around the world, and it's thousands of them. And when I went to that show, I couldn't believe it, man. So if you come up with something as weird as it may appear to be to the norm, somebody's going to like it. And that's the reason I believe a lot of people, particularly in these so-called relationships, are stepping out on their partners because they see everybody else do it. Their family members are doing it. Their friends are doing it. Their co-workers are doing it. So it's the norm. So they're saying, okay, well, if he or she don't like it, then I already got some standbys. You see what I'm saying? So
just to piggyback on that,
Yeah,
see, that's that error we living in with the social media. Anytime you log in on the Facebook and Instagram, all it is just an open menu. Today I feel like this, I can get that. I feel like that, tomorrow I can go get that. You know what I mean? I can go on social media, I can go pick black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever I want to go choose for that day. You know what I mean? And then you got the dangerous part about the social media is when it comes to a relationship. Like, for instance, I know some people, they're strict on the relationship part of social media. They'll say, hey, if we're going to be together, we both got to get rid of social media. And some people, they won't give it up because social media controls their life. But I understand where they come from because they're really trying to protect the relationship. When you and I, whether it's myself or a woman, we're on social media, we're accessible. I'm accessible to everybody around this world, just like she is, you know? And if you're entertaining it, there's always going to be somebody to look better. There's always going to be somebody that got more money. There's always going to have somebody have a better lifestyle than what you guys have. And if you keep paying attention to that, man, you'll never be happy. You're just going to keep on chasing it. But the social media, it's ruining everything, man. Like, for instance, I've been in a relationship with a girl, and social media, I used to not really take pictures or show people who it is that I'm dating on a serious level. And it wouldn't even be the strangers. It'd be my own homeboys in her inbox and waiting for the opportunity when we ain't together no more. And they'll be the first ones in there. You know what I mean? So I did see myself changing, man, like over time, that it's not that I don't want to show you off. I do. I'll show you off when we out. I'm going to do that. And everywhere I'm at, she's going to be with me. But when it comes to that social media, I don't show you off on social media. You know, the people that know we together, they count and that matter. They know who I'm with and they know who you with. I don't got to prove it to social media because I've seen social media cause more harm than it does of helping the relationship. If that makes sense. You know.
But what about, she's probably going to pop back in. What about having some form of discipline? Social media, yes, it has created this grand delusion that people have bought into, the majority of people that's on it. But what about the people that's on it for the entertainment, that's just on it, just for entertainment purposes? The people that can be on social media and not get overwhelmed with all the deception that's portrayed on there and still be in a productive relationship.
It's hard, man. Unlike cocaine, crack, and alcohol, attention is the number one drug. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm not trying to point out women because, you know, you got men out there like attention, but, you know, what woman doesn't want to be told she's pretty, she's beautiful, oh, you're sexy, oh, I like this outfit, all of that kind of stuff, and they fill their head up, man. And so when they accept all that, it becomes a drug, and now you find yourself logging on every day, and it's another new person, another man you don't know. He lives on the other side of the world, cross country, another state, and you entertaining that, and the numbers keep adding up, man. Like, for instance, I understand the women that's on social media because they get paid to be on social media. It's a business, is maybe they're a content creator or whatever. But what about the women that's not that? What about the women with tens of thousands of nothing but men on their friends list? You know none of them really. Why are you doing it? You're not making money, but you're over there entertaining them, the pictures you're putting up. I mean, women aren't dumb, man. They know the type of pictures they putting up that's going to attract a man to lead him to comment on that picture. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're doing. bending over, twerk dancing, leg up, you laying on your, lingerie, bikinis, workout outfits now is the new thing. The gym is the new strip club. You know what I'm saying? It's the new strip club. Everything pulled all the way up, extra small. I see everything. All I gotta do is get on the treadmill, just walk, and just look. We don't need to go strip club no more. It's right here in front of me.
Yeah,
that's
another show. That's another show within itself. Because I know I go to athletic club, man, and the way those women dress and the way they flaunt around, they're not really trying to work out. They're really there for attention, really. So, but I totally agree with you, man, that some point in time, this whole spectrum of dating, unrealistic dating, is going to change. I was just talking to a lady, I think about a week ago, and I asked her, I had met her online, and I said, well, have you ever been on a date where, just a basic traditional date where you go to the park and have a picnic and you can just sit down and breathe the fresh air and talk and look at a person and feel their vibes and stuff? And she said, no, that don't exist anymore, Ramon. I said, why not? You don't do it. Why? Because everybody else don't do it? But see, these are some of the things that you women expect. These are some of the things that you demand, but yet you don't want to participate in because social media said this is not the norm, so we don't do stuff. If I can't take you to Bora Bora or take you to Belize on some wild exotic trip, or take you to a 5-star restaurant and get a menu, an a la carte menu, then you don't want to go. And most of these women that want to go to these restaurants don't even know how to pronounce that stuff and never even eaten that type of food. So come on, man.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it so 100 with you, man. Like when you look on social media, you'll see, they go out to eat. They got all the pictures of the food, the drinks, and all that. The one thing that's always missing is that man that's with you, that's paying that bill. He ain't never in the picture. You know what I'm saying? But then right. What you saying earlier, which I agree on, is when you say you like to build a relationship with a woman and you want that spiritual connection. Me taking you to STK and places like that, and I got to spend $300 is not us building a bond together. You know what I mean? I see all the exotic pictures of the restaurants, like you said, the trips and all that. I don't see the Starbucks cup no more. I don't see the couple that's walking together, just want to spend time with each other. It's not about eating. It's not about drinking. It's not about all that. I'm happy to be with you. I'm just happy to see you right now. And I'm glad you're with me. We don't see that. You know what I mean? You call her in the morning, baby, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Can you just meet me at the Starbucks? I just want to sit down on the patio, just see how your day going. How was yesterday for you? You don't see that either.
No.
That's not, to them, that's not a date. A date nowadays I got to be blowing money and spending money showing out. You know what I mean?
Well, I kind of think when it comes to unrealistic, these women have to understand that you have men that can afford those luxuries to give to women. And then you have men that can afford it. And then you have those men that can. But why would I invest in a $300, $400, $500, $600 meal when nothing is to precede that? You know what I'm saying? I come in looking for something profound. You come in because you got me on your calendar with 4 other dudes, and this is your meal ticket for the week. And this is what a lot of
Tuesday. You just Tuesday. She got Wednesday lined up already.
Yeah. Women are saying now, if a man wants to date me, he has to pay my bills. Why the hell do I got to pay your bills when I got my own bills? If you can't afford to pay your bills, then you need to do one or two things. Start prostituting, okay? Because you're not just getting no high value 6-figure man. We know that's not going to happen, just because of your mentality, because men like that don't interact with women like that. I don't care what their expectations is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they can continue under this grand delusionment, but the reality of it is they will die lonely, as Kevin Samuels said, with a cat or a dog. It's that simple.
It's true.
You know, they don't want to get with men that's on their level that can help them profoundly. You know, you want to go on these extravagant dates. Why? If you want that type of shit, then go and pay for it yourself. You know what I'm saying? You get your plane ticket and I get my plane ticket to Bora Bora and we'll meet up. How about that?
Yeah. What do you think about this? I heard this one time, and it was a guy I seen on TV, and it was kind of a little controversial. He was like, the guy said, he'll meet a woman, they date or they see each other, whatever you want to call it, 30 days. They go 50-50, right? Nobody's losing money. No one's taking a loss. After that, that's enough time for them to figure out, you know, if they really feeling each other on that level. After them 30 days, he will take you serious and he will take care of everything. He will take you on the dates. He will spend his money, you know? And I kind of thought about that sometime because, like you said, we are in the era right now that everybody got their hand out, you know? Why do I need to spend the $200-300 on the date and it doesn't mean anything? You know, what's the incentive for her to be in a relationship with me if she can just hang out with me and I'm gonna give her girlfriend attention and qualities? You know what I mean? I'm providing my resources that I work hard for just to take you out, and you're not my woman like that.
Right. Give me your cup. Well, here's the thing about it. And I can't speak for other men. You know, I've done the whining and dining thing. I haven't actually took women on trips. I've met women, you know, did traveling across the country and met women, you know, on my dime. But the thing about it is, I don't feel I like that 30-day rule because that gives you really the opportunity to kind of feel a person out, you know, and it's always been said and suggested if a person likes you, they don't make excuses that they're always busy. They don't have time for this or time for that. They're going to make time because when you're trying to build something, sacrifice has to be inclusive. It has to be one of the top priorities. If it's not, then it's one-sided. It means I'm catering to your convenience at my inconvenience. Yeah. And see, I don't chase women like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to reciprocate the same energy that I'm putting forth, then hey, after a day or two, I'm done. All this texting shit, I'm not doing all that shit. If you can't pick up your phone, you can't video chat. If you say you want the modern things of today, then video chatting and a phone call are one of those things. Yeah. If you exclude that, and I think a lot of women do this, and I've learned this from personal experience, they like texting. I understand if you're at work or something, and a woman say, hey, Fred, you know, I'm at work right now. You know, all I can do is text because I can't be on the phone. That's something different. But once you get off work, you mean to tell me you can't pick up the damn phone? See, that's one of those relationships that they call complicated. They're really in relationships. And, you know, they can only, like I got females right now, Fred, to this day, they hit me up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Why the hell would you text me at 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the morning? Your dude must just left the house, or he in there knocked out and you just snuck to the bathroom and try to get in a quick text. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for that shit, man. And the games, man, and this is the reason we got to have T back on. I know it's a reception. That's pretty bad. But we have to get women on here that's more realistic, that shares the perspective that she has.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's right. Women like that are the majority. The ones on social media are the minority. And like I have my cousin and them on here, Stacey Scott, and she's saying there's nothing wrong with a date like that. Well, yeah, if you can afford it, then I guess it's not. But the reality of it is, I'm not going to do anything for a woman if I'm not in a long-term relationship that she's not willing to do for me.
Yeah, yeah.
See,
I was called wrong. I was called wrong for saying that. You know, I felt like if I get in a relationship with somebody and we're serious, it is my job as her man to make her feel special, feel like a woman, feeling loved, all that. If you got into a relationship, and let's just say, a couple of women might know each other, right? What makes your girlfriend feel any kind of way, feeling like that one, if she finds out or she knows everything you do for her, you done with the random girl. That $400 dinner you took your girlfriend out to, you did that with a random. That trip you took your girlfriend on, you did that with a random. You know what I'm saying? And people don't know how to separate the two. And you got to, man. Like, I don't want you to do nothing for me that you done did for another man. I'm cool. Matter of fact, I don't even want to go nowhere y'all went. You know what I'm saying? I want new experience for the both of us. And that's what I'm on. So, but I try to, and then another thing is too, a lot of my friends will tell you, I'll meet women and I'll bring them over. I'll bring them over to a friend's house, and I want them to meet everybody. A lot of the time, I had a woman not too long ago. It was like, you don't ever want to do all you want to do, just take me to your friend's house. How come we don't do this and do that? What you really mean is, how come I'm not spending a bunch of money? That's what you're really saying to me. Because when people have something to hide, they're not going to bring you around their closest friends and their family, because somebody can slip up and say something. You know what I mean? Because they know everything about you. They know if you got a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever you do, right? I don't have them worries. That's why I don't care to bring you around. You can be around my friend. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to the store real quick. They're going to look after you. They're going to take care of you. I introduce you to everybody. I'm not in no fear of anybody slipping up saying nothing to you about me. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to tell. They're not going to tell you nothing that I haven't already told you. But they don't understand that. But then if I go on a date, I can tell you anything. Okay, the food, $300. But I can still sit with you for a whole hour and a half and lie to you. You still don't know me. You know nothing about me. You don't know my background. You know the people I'm with. You know nothing. All you did was you ate some food and got full. And that's it.
That's it.
You know,
I think a lot of that, Fred, has to do with insecurities. I oftentimes hear women talk about traumas in past relationships, and I have to reiterate this to them on a consistent basis. Well, you fail to understand that men have traumas too. We've had bad experiences, bad relationships. We've been betrayed. We've been lied to. We've been deceived. When we've given our all and put our all into relationship, but we don't walk around with a chip on our shoulder. We're not going to deceive a woman just because a woman deceived us. What we're looking for is honesty and truth. We're not looking for the deception and lies anymore. And if you can't bring that, and you want to be isolated, for what? As you said, to piggyback off of, I'm bringing you around my family and friends because I'm transparent. I have nothing to hide. Usually people don't get met with the family and friends until somewhere down the road, 6 months or so. You see what I'm saying? So it just goes to show you, it falls back under the same category, unrealistic expectations that women and both men have formulated for themselves based on this social media platform. Because at the end of the day, man, either you're going to pursue a meaningful and profound relationship, or you just going to bullshit. It's just that simple. And I meet so many of them, Fred, so many, man. They talk that talk, but they can't walk that walk.
No,
they can't. It's easy to say what you want and what you would do, but see, I'm that type of person. I put it to the test. Okay, that's what you say you want. Let's see. And then what they do is, once you put it to the test and you catch them slipping, they try to deflect their lack of accountability for them trying to deceive you or pretending that they were something that they're not.
Say that word again, accountability. A big one. A big one.
Well, the sad thing about it is, man, man or woman, it doesn't matter. If you can't look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself when you have characteristic flaws and things that you need to change, and when people bring it to your attention, you become very defensive, then that simply means that you haven't met that level of maturity yet, and you probably never will. It's just that simple. Because a prime example, I have a friend, and I think I introduced you to Treasure, on that show. Well, Treasure and her husband runs a podcast too called The Hams, right? And I was talking to her the other day at work, and she was like, you know what, Ramon, quit going out your way. You're getting outside of your character, reaching out to all these people, trying to get them to be on your show. If they tell you they're going to be on it and they don't be on it, then leave it alone. Don't ask them again. And that's going to be my motto. One time, if you don't do it, then I'll get on here and narrate off videos. It doesn't matter, because sooner or later, people are bored in the middle of the night. They'll click on something and say, let me see what this guy's talking about. So the following will build up based on the intellectualism that you're displaying, as opposed to, because we're going to have to create some narratives on some of these shows, as me and you talked about, where it's kind of heated. So we got to pull those people in too, because, it's sad to say, but our people like that drama. Yeah. They love it. We keep doing these intellectual shows. I think I might have to get Faith on here with you.
Hey, we already done that a few times off camera.
So I think we might even have to get Brother Paul on here, man, and get his perspective on some things, So yeah, I'll leave that up to you, man, because you know more people. You're in that social arena that I don't have the privilege of being in at this point in time, because you know my situation here at the house with the baby, and it takes a lot of my time. Not that I'm complaining, I love my daughter. I sacrificed for her because she didn't ask to get here, but I don't have any unrealistic expectations about being a father, because I'm gonna do whatever it takes, and if those people choose not to be a part of my life because of that, then oh well, it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, she's gonna love me unconditionally. But I think that's what we need to do, man. Is turn it up a couple of notches. I'm gonna have to rely on you to get those people. Tease is more the intellectual, and she had valid points. I wish she could have continued to stay on. But I do understand that she was having difficult internet connection problems. So yeah, it's been a pleasure, brother, and I hope you can join us again. So I know you're real busy, man. You got your MC thing you're doing, and you got your hands in a lot of other things, and but you taking the time and making the sacrifice to be on the show tonight, I appreciate it, man, because you open up different avenues for me. You've given me the opportunity to meet a lot of your social people, and hopefully sooner or later these people come on board and interact, because I see a lot of people on here that I don't even know, and maybe you know these people. Kelly Jones,
Big Kells,
LaTanya Johnson, Miss Diamond,
Polo.
Stacy, that's my cousin. So yeah, a lot of these people I don't know. So I'm assuming that these are personal friends of yours, so they came on at your request. So if we can get more people to engage and dialogue,
that's another one you need to get on here. She just commented, Shalon, that'd be a good one to have on here. Polo, now you say you want the controversy, but he do it in a funny way. Boy, Polo, boy.
Well, let's do this. If you can, we're gonna end this show, bring this show to an end, but don't get off. I'll talk to you in queue, but we won't be on live. So let me say this in closing. I would like to thank each and every individual that tuned in tonight. I hope that you can continue to be supporters of the show, because we're trying to elevate our culture. We're trying to get out there that you do still have good men and women that have morals and values, that want profound and real relationship. It's not about deception. It's not about the social media thing. It's not about you doing more than me. You know, it's about that balance. So if you're interested in being a guest on the show, either contact Fred or contact me, you know, and I'll run down to you how it's very simple. You can be a guest from anywhere in the world. The conference of your home. We don't have a studio, and I don't have a studio because I don't want black people to get in my house and get to fight. So we ain't gonna have no studio in my house. But thank you for being on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments, and I hope you all would have a safe and blessed night. With that being said, God bless, and thank you all for attending. Fred, just hold on. I'm gonna end this, okay?
All right.